Hey guys, what is up? It's Dusty here, and welcome back to another crypto video. We have a bunch of important subjects to cover today, so let me give you guys the lineup. First of all, I want to talk with you guys about the SEC investigation. And funny enough, I am not talking about the investigation into Ripple, I'm talking about the investigation into the SEC. Then there's this really interesting allegation by Peter Brandt, which we definitely have to cover because, of course, it is about XRP. To stay on the Ripple and XRP front, there is a new talk that's going to be there pretty shortly, so I want to give you guys a little rundown on that one. And then we got some other topics like the US, and specifically the US dollar, the ECB, and what she or they basically think about crypto. Panic selling? Well, what do we learn from the panic sell or the market crash, and why or even are people buying the dip? That stuff will be covered at the end, but I'll leave all the timestamps down below, and if you like that and appreciate that, make sure you press that like button. And guys, go to the comment section right now and let me know, are you bullish on crypto? And the reason I'm asking you all that is because I personally think many people have changed their minds right now, and they're thinking, oh, we're going to go down, or at least have become kind of iffy-wiffy with it. Then again, I've seen more bullish people right now than in any other dip we've ever seen. So maybe the tides have changed. Crypto Law posted on their Twitter, breaking. Watchdog Group Empower Us says the SEC is trying to evade FOIA requests with a massive fee maneuver, shielding Clayton and Hinman from investigation of potential conflicts of interest in crypto actions while in office. So the long and short of this one is Empower is putting in the freaking work, guys. They are trying their best, and it is getting juicy up in here. So here's the summary of the update. Empower Oversight recently saw documents from the SEC on potential conflicts of interest involving crypto and former high-level SEC officials. The SEC denied Empower Oversight's requests for the standard fee waiver that is generally available to publishers and nonprofits seeking info in the public interest rather than a commercial purpose. If not overturned, this denial will thwart transparency by enabling the SEC to impose expensive search and document duplication fees that would be an undue burden on a nonprofit public interest group. As explained in Empower Oversight's appeal, the president is clear that the SEC should not treat Empower Oversight as an other use request subject to SEC's expensive surge and duplication fees. Oversight, or Empower Oversight, meets the criteria outlined in the FOIA statute to be treated as a news media requester, consistent with the cause of action versus FTC. So the basically request also satisfies the FOIA standard for a fee waiver, and it would further the public interest by probing the appearance that high-level SEC officials may have been picking crypto winners and losers based on the financial interest of their once or future employers. And the request seeks SEC records that would either confirm or dispel the appearance of potential conflicts of interest, which would, 1, shed light on the operations or activities of the government, and 2, be likely to contribute significantly to the public understanding of those operations or activities. So as it currently stands, the easy summary here for all the people that still need to understand, there's this group, which is called Empower US or Empower Us, Empower Oversight, I believe officially. And they basically are, again, a nonprofit public interest group. They basically try to find things out. And one of the things which you're trying to find out right now for the public is to see whether or not the SEC was doing some shady stuff in the background, whether or not they were basically buying or selling crypto personally, or that's, again, something they might do, right? Or most importantly, if they were biased to make any choices because of their previous or future employers. Again, some winks being thrown at William Hinman and Jay Clayton right there, being investigated for that matter. But apparently, they're not getting the documentation which they want because it's being made really, really expensive because the SEC is not accepting them with their request, basically. They're trying to charge them a lot of money. And again, guys, I'm not really sure if a lot of money is, for example, $100 or like, for example, $400,000. I literally have no idea. Maybe we can actually find it in this paper. I didn't actually think about reading that through. But that's going to be a little bit of a difficult one. If any of you guys know the fees that the SEC would charge for something like that, make sure you put it in the comment section down below. You can definitely see these things are also not a quick little read. I'm not going to bore you guys with that because we already have enough on our hands with just the Ripple v SEC lawsuit. Going through all these documents that are coming out as well, it would drive a person crazy. All right, it would drive me crazy at least. So I'm trying to figure out real quick if we can see a fee somewhere. One thing we can already clearly see here is what is being alleged, basically. He can, shortly after he left, he reportedly joined One River Asset Management, a crypto hedge fund that focuses exclusively on Bitcoin, Ether, and not XRP. It's kind of funny, you know, that is kind of going around right now. This is all they're basically looking for. It's really funny. It really does me good from a certain perspective that the SEC is finally getting some of the justice in that sense that they're being requested to look it all up. I really, really like that. I'm just trying to quickly see, can we see some sort of fee? No, I don't really believe so. No. One thing I can only do in my last resort is the $sign. Oh, here we go. So Empower Oversight agrees, right? This is agreeing to pay up to $25 in application fees. Never mind. I thought there was like going to be like 25,000 or so that they agree with, but they're willing to pay $25. But that's it. They're cheapies. But then again, I'm not sure how this usually goes, right? So I can't really quote too much on that. Long subject, but a very important one, right? You guys understand it, hopefully. Then, XRP is a security, says veteran trader Peter Brandt. So he wouldn't shy away from trading XRP despite thinking that the crypto could be a security. Newsflash. This guy has been saying this for months or even years, potentially. He just kept on saying XRP is bad, XP is bad, XP is bad because, well, that's in his own best interest. Why? I don't know, to be honest with you. He most likely has some sick thought process that makes it so that bashing XRP is in his own benefit. Am I going to doubt that? No. Is this something that a lot of people agree with or like? No. So let's just leave these people think whatever they want to think. So a little fun story is, look at this, right? In all aspects of life, process must precede performance. Focusing on outcomes is counterproductive. The correct commitment to a process will lead to performance. Obsess over process and let outcomes flow naturally. So he, again, somebody tweeted something in the middle. He said, under new SEC head, we will have many more challenges of this type. We don't know what exactly. Personally, I think XRP is a security, but that would not prevent me from owning it under the right circumstances, which is kind of contradictory. I mean, I personally wouldn't own something if I know that they were right now being sued for, you know, defrauding their people. So I'm not exactly sure what that's supposed to mean. But the question that's most interesting is right here. Do you think Ethereum is a security? And Peter Brandt says, no, I do not believe so. Different structure entirely. Which is true. But then again, it's very peculiar how Ethereum does not constitute as a security and XP does, which is of course why the investigation is ongoing right now from Empower against the SEC. And I hope that that's going to bear some fruits, guys. I really, really hope so. Because this is a really, really messed up and strange situation. But let's find out how some people look at it, right? Thinking, oh, Ethereum is completely fine. It's so good. XRP, oh no, that's bad. But then if you ask him to back that up, all they can say is, oh yeah, that's the way the SEC decided it, bro. Some really, really like blank points, basically. It's really superficial argumentation. Because you can't really explain properly that XRP isn't decentralized. It's going to be really a difficult discussion to have, specifically if you talk with people who really know their stuff, like Matt Hamilton from Ripple. All right. Moving over into the next subject. Gotta put the timestamp in. Don't miss EU Managing Director Sendi at Money 2020 tomorrow. And I believe this is actually in Amsterdam. I believe so. Oh, here we go. It's actually in really bright letters. I'm not there. Why? Well, I didn't know this existed. Otherwise, I might have actually... To be honest with you, it's from the 21st to 23rd. Let me see my agenda. Maybe... let me see. Is it easy to attend? Or is it like a €500 event as well? Money 2020 Amsterdam. Let me see here. Let me see what it says here. How much is the ticket going to cost? Is it 500 plus euros? I'm assuming so, but let's see. Ooh. I thought maybe you could just buy for one day, but no, you have to buy for the entire package, which is about 3.5 thousand, if you're wondering. So, yeah, no. If I could buy a one-day pass for maybe $400 or $500, might have thought, you know what, let's go. but you have to go, I think, the entire route. Or maybe this is even for just one day. Could be, by the way. But I think this is for the entire couple-day pass. It's just 3,500. A little bit too much for my own personal taste. But then again, I sometimes have also told people these types of events are not necessarily important, but they are very, very much a learning experience. And you can definitely get to learn a lot of new people and kind of connect. So if that's your niche, sometimes it might be actually smart to kind of invest some money into that type of stuff. Even though, again, yeah, I think it's very, very expensive. For most people, this is way out of the league. Then again, it's all the way full, right? You also wonder, what do all these people do? They all sit there. They're all watching this. And they all want to be there, like in the front and in front runner. Why? A lot of questions pop up. Then again, I think it's also kind of cool. Kind of a cool thing. So these guys are speaking over there. Colin Payne from the VP Global Lead, Next Gen. We have Siri G. Bursum, Global VP Finance Vertical, Eco Development Partnerships at Huawei. This is from Capgemini Event. This is from Huawei. This is from Wise. And we have Sendi from Ripple, Managing Director over in Europe. Going to be pretty cool. Most likely nothing about the SEC loss or anything like that. Most likely just about, you know, Ripple and how they're working over in Europe. Could, for a very small part, be about CBDC. Not too sure, actually. I'm thinking about it, what they're going to be talking about. I saw a couple of people put up some predictions. But then again, guys, I'm not going to pay 3.5 that. If you guys say Dusty Go, I don't know if I might just buy a ticket. If you guys say Dusty Go, we can go. I'll go tomorrow, but I'll only go for one day though. It's a little bit of a waste of money, but it's okay. If you guys say go, Dusty, I might think about it. All right, so comment it down below if you think I should go. I don't think there's gonna be anything interesting about crypto though, but maybe. All right, just put it down below in the comments section what you think. So then Gold Telegraph. Oh, I need to put the time step in. Dusty, stupid ass. 11. Okay. This makes my life so much easier, by the way, guys. So sorry if you get annoyed every time that I say, oh, I gotta put the time step in. It's because it saves me about 30 minutes every single time, right? So once I'm done recording the video, I usually either edit some stuff if things went wrong, or I upload it and put the the title and the description a little bit better and the thumbnail. I have to go look through the entire video piece by piece and see what exactly we talked about, when exactly I switched over, and then look up how to express that in the best way, look up the proper article and whatnot. It takes so much extra time, which is why now more than ever, I really want you guys to press that like button to show that you appreciate the extra work that I'm putting in, purely because I just said, hey, should I do it? You guys said yes, and I'm a little bit insecure about it. Is it worth all my troubles? I hope so, but make sure you appreciate it, all right? All right, so Gold Telegraph said on their Twitter, the United States is nearly $30 trillion in debt and are now worried about a default. Read that again. So I'm not really the big guy to say this type of stuff, because I wouldn't say they're actually afraid of a default whatsoever. I just want to kind of say that things are really coming together right now. The Evergrande situation, like we covered in the stream, and the fact that they're in such a huge amount of debt, things are coming kind of close. And again, I don't want to give you guys any panic mode or anything like that, but I do want to say, think about that. Think about it. Things are really, really starting to pile up and things are kind of overflowing. If you really don't know what I'm talking about, watch the movie The Big Short again and then start thinking, all right? Then start thinking after you watch that video for yourself a little bit again, and you'll understand what I mean. ECB president warns against the highly speculative nature of Bitcoin, Ether, Cardano, Solana. Hey, I'm not seeing XRP in there. Yeah, maybe we're good. Maybe we're bullish. So she's really bullish on XRP, huh? No, not really necessarily. Christine Lagarde, ECB president, warns against crypto. The crypto market continues to blossom. Well, that's debatable. Regardless of skeptical views, long-term sentiment reigns bullish, which I think for most people has been out there. She's whoever just said, hey, if you're going to get into it, be there with caution. And she basically joined a group of other central bankers, including the Swiss and Mexican ones, to just say, be careful. While speaking to Bloomberg's David Rubenstein on a podcast last week, she asserted that cryptocurrencies pass themselves as currencies, but in reality, they're just highly speculative assets. She goes on to describe the crypto industry as highly suspicious as well. Quote, I think we have to distinguish between cryptos that are those highly speculative, suspicious occasionally, and high intensity in terms of energy consumption assets, but they're not a currency, said Lagarde. Cryptos are not currencies, full stop. Cryptos are highly speculative assets that claim their fame as a currency, possibly, but they're not. They are not. Spoken like a true central banker, huh? That's pretty funny. All right. Let me write that down. Not the time to panic sell, but crypto expert. Long story short about this one is, well, many people are panic selling, even though I have personally said that the amount of people that are going into panic mode has actually been lower than any other of these big dips that I've seen. Usually there's way more people who panic. Right now there's really more people who say, oh, should I buy the dip or should I go? So I think that because of all the bigger moves we've seen this year and last year, people have kind of hardened, right? I think so. I definitely think so. I think the big bull run in 2021 here, it gave a lot of new people, new newbies, time to come into the market. But the big crash around May, that hardened the people. So right now what we're seeing is a lot of veterans already. And even though they're a couple of months old, potentially, maybe even if you joined crypto in 2021, I guess May for that matter, or before. I guess May or before. You are known, or at least you witnessed one of these huge dips already, and so you're hardened with the idea, ooh, things can definitely go wrong, and crypto's not only up, there needs to be corrections. That's hardened you. You guys are veterans in the crypto space. Anybody who joined the crypto space before May of 2021, you're veterans in my book. The rest, you're not completely new necessarily, because maybe you joined in June, but you still have to witness such a huge crash, you know, and see your money just dwindle and fall down to the freaking ground to really. It teaches you something, all right? It teaches you something that I can't explain in proper words. It does something to your brain. There's some little chemical that gets released. You need to feel that. You need to get it released to actually be able to understand some of the people and some of the people's thought process. I have no heart anymore, guys. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. I have no heart anymore. I witnessed so many freaking fall downs. I've seen my money dwindle by as much as 80%. That does something to a man. I don't look up to anything anymore. My life is now so dark. Now, okay. But definitely something that I think a lot of you guys have now witnessed, though, that big fall. And I think it's a good thing, right? That we are involved with that from some perspective. Moving on, traders buy the Bitcoin dip even as Evergrande's implosion rocks stock markets. Evergrande, the long story short, is just over in China, real estate kind of collapsing, right? A little bit collapsing right now. A really, really huge amount of debt, and it's going a little bit wrong right now. So again, people are kind of quoting the Big Short 2.0, but then way bigger. And again, they're kind of relating that back to the Dow Jones, which again, they're relating back to crypto. And because Tether potentially had, that's again what the election was about, had some of their, I don't know the name for it anymore. No. I don't know what the name for it was anymore. Let's just call it papers. A couple of their papers that people thought they were basically invested in it, so to speak. There were a lot of discussions about that, but ultimately, it is dipping. People are buying the dip like crazy as it currently stands, and I haven't really heard people that said we're not buying the dip, because I believe everybody's on the same board, just buying till the freaking... Even if things collapse, you just go on with buying. That's basically the motto, I think, right now. And then, what can we learn from today's crypto market crash? Well, once more, like I've been explaining for a couple of times right now, that you shouldn't take a lot of these gains for granted. People often say, oh, Dusty, but just going times 2, going times 3 is not enough. I know. It's not enough to fully retire with for the 99% of the people. However, you shouldn't forget that going to double your money or anything like that is such a big privilege. Even if it might take 5 years. If you worked for that money, it's different, right? If you're getting, for example, money for free by investing into crypto. If you get my drift, let me quickly say a couple of things. One, not financial advice. Not legal advice, nothing like that. What I wanted to say is, if you put in $10,000 into crypto and it doubles, people often say, oh, yeah, but I want to get 100 times gains on my money. I get that. And they make the argument of, if I put my money in ADA, I would have had 10 or 20 or 50 times my money by now. XRP is so stupid. And I get that very much so, which is unfortunate. But the way that I see it is this. If you had not put it into crypto at all, you know, you might have not won or might have not lost money, but you would have also not gotten the ability to get or lose anything. You'd have been just working your ass off every single day and never had the chance to get anything passively. So even if it takes 5 years for your money to triple or quadruple or just double for that matter, or 10 years to go times 100, if you don't realize for just a second how privileged we are, that we can get money for doing absolutely nothing. I know investing is, of course, taking a risk, is doing something, but it's no actual work, right? I don't have to go pick up my shovel and go dig dirt. yeah, just never forget that. That's something that can be learned, but also never get shaken out too easily. And always keep some money left for the bigger dip. I try to teach this to some of my family members. Nobody really listens to me when I say that, though. That is, don't buy all your money's worth, your dollars or euros worth of crypto the same day you want to, but just kind of, let's say, for example, you had 200 euros to start off with, like a lot of people have. You put in 150 euros the first day that you want to get into it, and you play around with the 50 to kind of get the feel for the market, but also so you can actually buy if things go a little bit worse. And yes, you might not get the gains if crypto does do really good, but that's the experience of the crypto market. You need to ease into it, and you might not get the optimal amount of gains, but at least you now have a feeling for how it all works and kind of can play with that. That's another listen. So yeah, that was it for today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you press the like button, and again, subscribe to the channel with that notification bell on. And if you have any things I can make better about these videos, or things I don't know, any compliments, let me know in the comments section down below. And see you guys again in another crypto video later today.